I've said before that I thought Nothing Left to Lose, our third record, funnily enough, was like our Zeppelin 3 in a way.
Yeah.
You know, like our kind of mellow, weird, you know.
It sounds like it was fun to make. Everything I've read and heard about it sounds like you really enjoyed the contrast on the album.
We did. The acoustic one was a real blast.
Yeah.
Nate had to get in you had to get in the fucking...
I ended up liking it, yeah.
Yeah, at first you were like... Because normally with songs, you know, Nate goes home and we all go home and have our, like, kind of learning thing and take your homework home.
I don't know what I'm doing. I have to sort of
well,
like...
we're all
I'm
like
hunting
that. None of us are
Uh-huh.
like, necessarily session musicians, so we have to, like, have our shit together before...
Oh, you can pick shit up fast. You know what you're
well,
doing.
drumming is a bit easier, though.
That means you can show you're sensitive, caring man.
No, he is, very much. and with notes, it's a different thing, I think, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's different than drums. I mean, there's only so many variations of where you can put a fucking kick drum and a snare drum, you know? And it's basically pretty much the same every time, just faster or slower.
If there hadn't been an acoustic album, would there have been somebody in the band doing a solo album to sort of get it out of the system?
That acoustic thing? Well, I think that kind of started that way for Dave. He wanted to go off and do his own record and make it quiet, and he talked about doing that, and it just kind of, it just transformed into doing this.
Yeah.
I don't think Dave has that outward ego to do that, at least not at this point. He may go do one someday, but, like, I think, you know, that's part of the reason he called the band the Foo Fighters to begin with. I mean, at first, even though it was a band on stage, it was all Dave.
You have to listen to Mick Jagger's solo records to realise that it's the chemistry between the three guys or the four guys usually.
Well, you know, I mean, it's turned into more of a chemistry thing, I hope. It definitely is on stage. But, I mean, when it started out, it was just Dave. You know, Dave could go off and make great albums on his own.
Yeah.
There's no fucking question. I just, you know, and do them in a week.
I think a lot of people just enjoy the band environment, the camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's a big difference doing it on your own.
Yeah, I think so.
Having other opinions there. I mean, if you're a primary songwriter, if you're writing with other people in mind, like how Taylor plays or how Chris plays, you know, it's going to produce a different kind of album than if you just go in all by yourself and then come out with an album and present it to
Plus,
people.
they, you know, win one, even on the first record, which I fucking love, which is probably will always be my favorite record of the Foo Fighters, because A, I wasn't in the band.
Yeah.
B, I could look at it from the outside, and C, I just think those are wonderful songs, you know.
Dave was pretty negative about the previous album. What was there ever a danger of you breaking up, do you think, or was that overstated? I mean, was there a danger you were going to call it a day?
I don't think Dave ever saw it like we were going to break up necessarily.
I'm not a good person to ask about that, because I had confidence in the band the whole time. I think that different people had their doubts because it was a really hard time for us, and different thoughts went through people's heads. But as far as
I was going to quit after that record.
Really?
See? Yeah.
Really?
I really was.
The reason being just you didn't feel
it wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
You know, we just weren't having fun. We were trying to make that record, and it just wasn't fun.
What's the difference in operation then, apart from
the
kind of music
but having said that, once we did go back and redo the record with Nick Raskulinecz, instead of doing it with the guy who did the record before and did the first version of that record, is a great engineer, but he's not a really good team rallier. You know,
yeah.
He's a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's an understatement. And he wasn't necessarily a fan of anybody else in the band. He was just a fan of Dave's, you know. So you got that vibe, like you're just always like.
Would you be there going, oh, Dave's having a bit too much fun with the Queens of the Stone Age, he doesn't love us anymore, or was that never been a problem the amount of time you spent
the only reason there was a little bit of that maybe was because we were in the middle of making a record.
Yeah.
So, I mean, had we not been in the middle of making a record, you know, everybody goes off and does their own thing, you know. I mean, nobody said Nate's having too much fun with Fire Theft, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody says Shiflet's having too much fun with Jackson or whatever. It's only that the fact that we were in the middle of making a record when all that shit went down.
I'd ask you a very important question. I know you're a big Queen fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
What do you think of this Freddie-less Queen? Travesty or carrying on the legend?
I think that, and I've talked to Raj. I talked to him a lot, actually.
Raj.
Yeah. Oh, he's very in with Raj, isn't he?
He's one of my best friends.
The Arster. Yeah. What does Raj say?
He actually said he's going to come to our wedding this morning. I talked to him this morning.
We should.
Actually.
He's one of your best friends.
I know. I love him.
That'd be a great house band to tell you.
He's not only like one of my heroes, but he's also like I'll call him whenever,
brilliant.
like, you know, I'm in the middle of making the album and
I assume you
I'm
would
worried
have
about
a stage
something.
at your wedding and a kit and everything.
No, I don't think there'll be any of that. No, I don't think there'll be any of that. He's just going to come out, you know, and he goes, yeah, there's still time to run.
So what did Rog say? I want to hear.
Well, you know, it's, you know, he's having so much fun. And he said he's having so much, you know, it's that thing when you've been doing it, like say that we quit today. Say that for some reason the band ended today, and we all went off and just did things, like little studio things, or maybe little fun little club shows with our friends or whatever. And then suddenly, 10 years later, we were able to go out and play for loads of people and play these songs that you wrote and you loved and you were part of. And he said that he's enjoying it, as well as he said he's playing with Brian.
Yeah.
More than, like, he feels like he's like 20 years old again.
I think for me, Paul Rodgers, Free were a classic band, so I can just about handle it because Paul
Well,
Rodgers.
you know, he's a great singer.
He's a good singer.
It's a different vibe. I mean, you know, basically with Queen there was this rock side, and then there was this operatic side, and there was this like flighty gay side, you know, and that was great. And that's what made them such a weird band.
Well,
now they're kind of like they're just kind of like a rock band.
Yeah,
and they go out and play. Oh, I'm sure.
What John Paul Jones like to hang around with and work with and.
Just a gentleman.
Yeah, he was just a real sweetheart.
He's English. See?
Yeah, he's a quiet guy. He's got a real nice dry sense of humor. He just came in just like ready to do everything, very unassuming. It was you know, just like you'd imagine a bass player would be.
Yeah. Did you nail it first take?
Oh God, what an asshole! I just heard that just like what you'd imagine a bass player to be.
What?
It's true though.
He's
the nice guys
it's
would
fucking
come
true
in.
though.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to create any problems.
I just want to help out here, fellas. I won't play anything at all if you like.
I won't fill in anything.
Was he a one-take specialist?
That didn't take very long. I'm not sure.
No, he didn't take very long.
Yeah.
He'd never heard the songs before, so
he knows his chops. And
Yeah,
Nora Jones.
She's a love, you know?
Yeah.
She's very talented, too.
Yeah.
You know, when I first heard Nora Jones was coming in, I didn't even heard her music. I was just like, you know, isn't that Starbucks music?
Yeah.
But, but I didn't know, you know, and I find out that not only is she really talented, but that song sounds more like a Nora Jones song than it does a Foo Fighters song.
It's great to see people stepping out of their own comfort zone. I mean, the Johnny Cash thing was a prime example. It's nice for people to do that. They got the voice, why not try something a bit different?
Oh, fuck yeah. She likes rock music, too. So.
Does it get a wee bit addictive? You've got, like, your telephone book going, ooh, who can we phone up next? I mean, can you see yourself doing more collaborations?
Well, it's like Brian May played on the last one. You know?
Of course, yes.
And it's fun. Everybody's on their, you know, best behavior when they're in the studio, you know, when someone new's in the studio, and it's all like a...
I thought Dave doing Probot, what a brilliant thing. Get all your mates in, all your heroes, and tick them off the list.
That was a cool idea.
It was great.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to meet Lemmy, actually? Being...
I haven't. You probably
I've
have.
met him a couple of times.
Yeah, because that was the one I thought really worked well.
Obviously that was the single.
Yeah.
That was kind of the best one.
Just very quickly, there's all sorts of urban myths around Dublin about things you guys got up to when you were across here hanging out. What did you do to relax when you were in Dublin that time? You know, you spent 2 or 3 weeks. Or...
You don't sound very Irish to me.
I'm English.
Okay.
I'm a London boy.
Yeah.
I ended up here. But everyone was saying, they're up in Ballymun doing videos, or I saw them sort of going into... Do you have much rest and relaxation in Dublin?
I think we did like a photo shoot here one time. I mean, that's like, you know, didn't go here on a band vacation.
And stuff, no?
We spent a good amount of time here. I don't know.
I don't remember. The only rehearsing we did was at the place of our first gig for the last record.
Right.
Which was that theater.
Maybe it was just a real quick in and out and everything.
Yeah, but we were all around town for a couple of days doing.
See, I know what you're talking about. We were doing a photo shoot.
Yeah.
And the last record, all those photos on the last record were done here.
Very quick thing, let's finish off. Tell us about some of your best festival memories, the people you've met, the really good shows, the people you've seen, because they're a great social event, these, for bumping into other bands.
Some of the best show I think that we ever did was Reading last year.
Yeah.
There's something really special about that.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I think we played well, but I think the event...
And everybody comes out to it.
Yeah.
You have friends from London or people from the U.S. even that'll come out and check it out. So that was really cool.
Yeah, it was really great. Some of the greatest shows I ever seen. You know, before I was even in this band, playing with other people, Atlantis.
Yeah.
I used to play with Atlantis. And I'd meet these guys, and that's when I first met them.
Yeah.
Was playing festivals over here.
You weren't with Alanis when she did Vicar Street, were you? That small gig? Or she did a little club show in Dublin,
bet.
which was superb. I had so much respect for her. She really rocked.
Oh, she fucking never missed a show, man.
Yeah.
She sang perfect every night, and we did about fucking 300 and something like crazy, like 330 shows.
She's a nice lady, is she?
In 16 months or something.
Yeah, a nice lady.
Yeah, she's cool. But I don't know her anymore, really, to be honest. But one of the main things I remember is seeing these guys the first time, which obviously was a big, crazy moment and stepping stone for me. But and then going to see Rage Against the Machine at these festivals was insane.
Yeah.
Remember seeing them back in the festival days?
Yeah.
Where they would just completely rip the stage apart.
Yeah.
You just did not want...
Never caught them in full
never
flight.
wanted to go on after... If you were on after Rage Against the Machine...
You're fucked.
You're fucked.
Yeah, not
Forget it. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
I remember the Chili Peppers went on after them somewhere, and I remember backstage, like, going up to, like... It was when Navarro was in the band, and going... You guys are going on after Rage. And he's going, yeah, so what? And I'm like...
Bad move.
Yeah.